what's your view on alt right now? Is alt season dead?
So, I mean, if I looking at my charts right now, Bitcoin dominance continues to rise. It's like something like 62% or something like that. I think it continues. Maybe it touches 70%, something like that. Ultimately, I think there's just not a lot of exciting projects out there. So what did well in this last cycle, 2022 to 2024? We had Athena, obviously, this breakout synthetic dollar stablecoin product. We had liquid restaking in the ETH ecosystem, EtherFi, Eigenlayer, those sorts of projects. But we haven't really seen a lot of other like new things in the cycle. And then we had meme coins, right? So we had this sort of aversion to these highly priced projects emanating out of these, VC funded things. And we went to meme coins because people felt that they didn't have a chance to actually generate any real wealth. Obviously, as it was advertised in the tin, 99.99% of meme coins never made it above something like $100 million market cap. They're completely worthless. And, we're seeing trading volumes drop off a cliff and pump fund. And that is to be expected. Everybody knew this was going to happen. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of capital that's just been essentially handed over to trading firms and, pump fund type operations and didn't go into the altcoin space. And so I think that is why we have had such a tepid, alt season, if you want to call it that. And I'm not seeing that change in the near future. I think what's going to happen is Bitcoin dominance will continue to rise. At some point, let's say Bitcoin over 110,000, people will get the itch to buy altcoins, and they're going to look for a project with revenues, with users. And that's very, very few projects. You probably could, probably less than 100 or 50 projects have those sorts of real numbers in size to justify you buying these things. But they're going to be very, very cheap because they've been so unloved for so long. So I think, when I put on my Maelstrom CIO hat, for the liquid part of our portfolio, that's what we're really going to be focusing on because, founders are still pricing their pre-seed rounds too expensive for us. We're not going to participate in those things. However, quality things that have, proven that they have Lindy, that they can withstand market turmoil, that they have monthly active users, they have revenue, positive profitability at the protocol level. However, their token prices have gotten completely decimated. I want to be in that, because I think that is the segment of the market that will attract both institutional and retail capital when we get the next alt season. And that's what we're going to fall in love with again as crypto investors.
Okay, just a few things to follow on there. I think my first question is, okay, as it relates to alt season in general, obviously alt season is generally understood to be that when Bitcoin dominance falls and alts in general as a collective rise. Correct. In relation to that. And the most recent one, obviously, is the 2021 alt season where, you had this all amounts of altcoins just rallying potentially out of the liquidity that came from the stimmy checks in around the pandemic. So do you think then that we could go to a stage, let's say when this liquidity comes, do you think that, obviously you mentioned that quality projects they have to be quality projects and they have to be well priced, and that's true. So do you think then if we do get this liquidity and if, let's say, Bitcoin does break 110K and there is this rotation into alts, that we could see Bitcoin dominance start to fall? Or is it just going to be a few select alts, like you mentioned, that have value that are going to, send, while the rest of the altcoin sector, which is still still doesn't have product market fit and are overvalued, are just going to languish? So what sort of altcoin season of any, or indeed an altcoin season more broadly in terms of Bitcoin dominance, do you think we're going to see if we do get the break of 110K and if we do start seeing liquidity coming back into the crypto space?
Yeah, so if it's already a coin that's listed, I think already listed coins are going to have product market fit, clients, and protocol profitability. Those will be the things that people buy. There will be a new thing. I don't know what that's going to be this next go around. And of course, people will be selling Bitcoin to buy the new thing, the new unproven shiny toy that all the traders want to trade. Whatever that narrative is, I don't know what it's going to be. We'll have one. They'll be unprofitable, hype, smoke and mirrors, dreams, all that kind of stuff, right? We'll do it all again in a different narrative. Again, I don't know what it's going to be, and Bitcoin dominance will fall. But if you have a token that's already listed and you haven't been able to get any clients and you have no profitability and you have no revenue, I think you're in serious trouble.